Accounts payable. Nina speaking.
Hello, Peter. What's happening? We have sort of a problem here. Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I forgot.
Yeah. You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports now before they go out. Did you see the memo about this?
Yeah. Yeah, I have the memo right here. I just forgot. But it's not shipping out till tomorrow, so there's no problem.
Yeah. If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great. And I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo. Okay?
Yeah, no, I have the memo. I've got it. It's right.
Hello, Phil. What's happening?
I can't find it yesterday.
Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about perseverance porn. The concept of people being forced into absurd hardships, such as having to work insane long hours, often 2 to 3 jobs, just to make ends meet. And the corporate mass media's obsession with highlighting these stories as a triumph of the human spirit and moralizing success, rather than seeing this as a major problem and addressing the underlying systemic problems of our society. To me, 3 words come to mind: late-stage capitalism. In an age of incredible technology and the case of the United States, the richest country in history, why do people still have to work insanely long hours at jobs that they hate just to survive?
So one teenager's work ethic is going viral. I want you to look at this picture. This a Chick-fil-A customer actually took the picture because that customer was shocked to see a teenager behind the counter working with, and you can see it clearly, a neck brace and his arm in a sling. Now, upon asking him what happened and why he wasn't back home recuperating, the teenager said he had been in a car crash just a few days ago and needed the money to buy Christmas presents for his family and the homeless. Now, that young man's story has gone viral, reaching over 23,000 shares online. Now, that clearly is what I think a lot of people would agree is the Christmas spirit.
What? What the fuck? There's something dreadfully wrong with our culture, which worships the idea of unnecessary human suffering, and the idea that in this life you have to suffer for no reason other than the fact that we have an incompetent economic system that finds no way of meeting human needs other than forcing people to submit themselves to meaningless occupations that rob them of the best years of their lives. Perseverance porn is the cherry picking of a handful of individuals who made it in the system while ignoring the thousands, if not millions of others who fell right through the cracks but were dismissed outright by the mainstream media. A media which, if you pay attention, has a huge impact on the way people think about these ideas. I'm sorry, but horrifying dystopian stories are not inspirational. They should be a wake-up call for people to ask the question, what is the purpose of society? Is it to create jobs and make people work all day? Or should it be about a system that takes care of human needs as a whole, inspiring and incentivizing them to reach their highest potential and to actually contribute towards the collective good? So, as we all should know, in our current capitalist culture, we are told that we have to work for a living. And there is no shortage of inspirational talks, shows, movies, and media that keep reinforcing the idea that if you work hard and never give up on your dreams, you can achieve anything you want. You know, the American dream, where everyone and anyone can be president. Bullshit. Let's forget the fact that only 8% of American men ever make it out of poverty, or the fact that the income gap is increasing every single year, reducing the chance for upward mobility of the poor. But the media looks the other way. If people can't make it out of poverty, it must be a lack of motivation. Perhaps we need to make another million motivational tapes, movies, and news articles on top of the existing millions of worthless inspirational videos that have done absolutely nothing to make a difference. There can't be anything wrong with the structure of our economic system, right? Just take a look at these stories. Did Joaquin really have to return to work after his accident to maintain his job? Or should his employer have given him time off and paid leave so that he would not have to risk hurting himself further. Does this mother have to ask others for help to send their kid to school? Shouldn't college education be free? After all, society is richer the more educated the next generation is. Does this man really have to walk 20 miles to work every single day? Should public transport not be available for him so that he does not have to resort to this just to pay his bills? And while it's nice for others to step up and help each other out with fundraisers and other kind gestures, at a base level, the first safety net for people should be the society they live in. Systemic kindness first. The system should take care of people's needs, and then we can all actually be nice to each other on top of that. And my angle to all of this is that we don't have to live this way. We have more than enough resources on this planet and the technology to allow everyone access to the necessities of life without a price tag. In 1840, 65% of Americans worked as farmers. Now it is less than 1%. Was there a sudden drop in demand for food? Nope. Modern technology has allowed us to be more efficient in producing food and goods. It's just that as the real jobs of production and distribution have become automated over time, we have had to rely on the service sector just to keep this fake economy afloat. Yup, the service sector. People working jobs that they mostly hate, jobs that require little to no thinking, that are boring, repetitive, and jobs that can easily be automated tomorrow. So that's my entire point for making this video, and it is horrifying and utterly disgraceful that a kid has to donate his money to a teacher for a pay raise, instead of the teacher being paid enough as it is. What job is more important than educating and inspiring the next generation? So you mean to tell me that a Wall Street banker who chisels and leeches off of society deserves more money than a teacher? All of this nonsense is not inspirational or motivating to me. This is an alarm bell that our society and economy is utterly insane and lacking any level of maturity or competence. Economics, which is the foundation of society, has a definition. To be economic means to increase efficiency and reduce waste. When we look at our world right now, is that what is happening? When we throw away half the food we produce, when we keep abusing and destroying the ecosystems of the earth in blind pursuit of economic growth, and speaking of social efficiency, when we force our population to work in pointless and useless occupations, jobs that waste their time with mindless, soul-crushing labor, and when all the money is funneled to the top 0.1% of the population to sit in their bank accounts and investments, money that could be used to solve many of the world's problems, we are being anything but economic. Money is only needed in a world of real scarcity, since it represents scarce resources. This was the situation hundreds of years ago. Now the game is different. To me, dystopia is not some post-apocalyptic zombie apocalypse where people start running around with their heads on fire. Dystopia is a world where we have an abundance of resources and life-improving technology, and yet we choose to ration things up, enforce artificial scarcity, and in an ignorant, totalitarian manner tell people, you have to work for a living.
That's good because I work 3 jobs and I feel like I contribute.
You work 3 jobs.
Yes.
Uniquely American, isn't it? I mean, that is fantastic that you're doing that.
What? At Uniquely American. Yes!
And he said it was fantastic.
It's fantastic. 3 jobs. He's sitting there going, shit, I don't even work 1 job.
He takes naps.
Hey, yeah, I'm riding my bike all day. I'm taking naps. This is the hardest thing I do is I have to sit here and talk to you.
And you know, Jimmy, whenever I go somewhere, I really want an elderly person waiting on me.
Oh.
You know, there's nothing better than somebody who's like in their 70s or 80s, making ends meet, waiting on me.
And while it is nice for people to persevere and challenge themselves to achieve great things in life, they should never be forced to endure unnecessary stress and hardship. And it should be disgusting that in the richest country in the history of humankind, people still have to work 2 to 3 jobs just to pay their medical bills. And this applies to many countries around the world. When food, medicine, housing, and all other life needs should be free at this point. Otherwise, what is the goddamn point in all of this wealth? what are we actually doing with it? Oh yeah, we have to, as a society, take a stance and never allow anyone to face artificial hardship and to have a much higher standard for human life and dignity. Otherwise, we are a fucking failed species. And it really bothers me to tears when I look at the state of the world with so much suffering and deprivation, and how the lower and middle classes keep beating on one another, blaming one another, which in turn really favors the ownership and ruling class as they sit at the top of the pyramid and laugh their way to the bank. It's called divide and conquer, and it's happening right in front of your eyes. But let's not demonize the rich. They're simply byproducts of this sick, insufficient culture, and in the end, they're not gonna do anything about this mess. It is up to us, the people, to courageously stand up and speak out against this sick bullshit at every single chance we get. The revolution of values is underway, guys, and it's not gonna be televised or Instagrammed. It all starts with our values and how we perceive the world. Peace out.
So, Peter, what's happening? Now, are you going to go ahead and have those TPS reports for us this afternoon?
No.
Yeah. So, I guess we should probably go ahead and have a little talk.
All right now, Lumberg, I'm kind of busy. In fact, look, I'm gonna have to ask you to go ahead. Come back another time. I got a meeting with the Bobs in a couple of minutes.
I wasn't aware of a meeting with them.
Yeah, they called me at home.
That sounds good, Peter. And we'll go ahead and get this all fixed up for you.